Hello, welcome to our second episode of Poppin Movie Reviews. This week we're going to do the same thing we did last week, talk about a bit of movie news, and then we're going to get straight into the film we're reviewing today. Today we're reviewing Suicide Squad. A little bit late, we know a lot of people have seen it, but still worth reviewing, still worth bashing, still worth talking about. Alright, so now we're going to get into the first segment of our show, where we just tell you a bit about what's going on in movies this week.
Yep, so at the weekend, Magnificent Seven came out, the remake. Now this movie, it had a budget of 90 million and it's already hit 35 million on its first weekend. However, we're not too sure if it's going to be able to keep up that run and be able to hit that budget or at least make enough profit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it'll keep the number one position. There are a lot of good films out. Sully's out, that might still climb. It's got really good reviews. So we'll just see. Second bit of news. Miss Periquin's Home for Peculiar Children, Tim Burton's next project, is out on Friday. I'm super psyched. I'm a huge Tim Burton fan. I loved his last film, Big Eyes. I've been waiting for his next project. This film seems like the exact weird type of story that Tim Burton would get involved with, so I'm really looking forward to seeing a film that's classic Tim Burton.
So yeah, we talked about this briefly last week and it's been confirmed that there will be a standalone Harley Quinn movie, which we're kind of excited about because DC... Well, we'll talk about DC screwed up, Suicide Squad a little bit.
And everything else they've done.
Yeah, so hopefully Harley Quinn is a great character that got a lot of attention in the Suicide Squad movie. So hopefully they're not going to mess this one up for us.
Yeah, I mean, if they do a Harley Quinn film on its own, it's likely we're going to get more of the Joker. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Also, Incredibles 2. I love Pixar. I've been waiting for a sequel like this. I've been waiting for Incredibles 2 since the first film. It's been like 15 years or something daft. We're finally getting it. Brad Bird, who made the first film, he's confirmed there's going to be a sequel. He's already got some of the story in place. So hopefully we will be seeing an Incredibles 2. So now we're going to get into the main event. We're talking about Suicide Squad. You've seen this film?
Yeah, I watched this film when it first came out. It had mixed reviews before I'd even gone to watch it. There'd been a lot of talk about it. But I went in with an open mind.
Yeah, same.
I didn't want to think it was what the critics were saying, but it was.
Yeah, I did the exact same thing. I went in thinking maybe critics are just bashing it because of the last DC film, Batman vs Superman, wasn't reviewed very well. Maybe they're just a little harsh on Suicide Squad. They weren't. They were actually quite lenient on Suicide Squad. It's a terrible film.
And that's the review.
And we're done.
Yeah, tune in next week. Don't forget to subscribe.
Right, so the basic premise of this film is the Suicide Squad are just a group of villains. They've got minor powers or whatever, little gimmicks, and they're stopping someone trying to take over the world. Pretty generic, pretty basic, not much done with the story.
There's been so much hype about the movie, but then it came out and you sort of leave wondering if it had actually finished.
The whole film felt like a long trailer.
Yeah.
It was like a 1 hour and 1.5 hour trailer of a film that actually looks pretty good, but it just wasn't there. It was weirdly edited, it was chopped and screwy. There weren't whole scenes in the film. I left the cinema thinking if I've actually seen a full scene of anything, and I hadn't. The whole film was just chopped all the way.
We can't be completely critical of the movie. Like, there were some good parts. For me, the soundtrack was incredible.
Yeah.
Like, it sounded sick. It got me so pumped.
Yeah.
And I like the film, like, aesthetically looked pretty cool.
Yeah, it looked amazing.
Like, the characters actually looked pretty cool, I think. The whole structure of it looked, in theory, awesome.
Yeah, the sets and costumes were all on point. Everything looked pretty good. The characters they didn't exactly look like their comic book counterparts, but they did justice to those characters. Not all characters translate well on screen. These characters look good on screen. I just want to add as well, the trailers for this film, both trailers in fact that I saw, the Blitz trailer and the Comic-Con trailer, they're two of the best movie trailers I've ever seen. When I saw them, I was super pumped for this film. I thought it was going to be amazing. The trailers are actually better than the film. We saw Joker in all the trailers. You want to talk about him for a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. The Joker was... It's been talked about before. He was in all the marketing, all the trailers.
He was on all the posters.
Yeah, like a lot, and in every interview, where any of the cast did, all you heard about was Jared Leto and the Joker, the weird gifts he sent to the cast members.
Yeah, he's gone crazy.
Yeah, like everything he did to get into the mindset of the Joker. And then when the Joker dropped, I was let down.
Massively. I mean, I heard all the backstage stories of this as well, how he was sending his castmates dead rats and boxes of bullets and used condoms and all these weird things.
Yeah.
And he was he wouldn't respond to people on set unless they called him Mr. J or they called him Joker. So he really delved into this character, and I'm sure he has a total of, it's less than 10 minutes of screen time in this film. He has very short segments where he pops up. He's mostly in just Harley Quinn's flashbacks, so you never really get a flavour of his character or what Jared Leto's trying to do with it. It just came across as pointless. The Joker adds nothing to the plot of the film, and he doesn't affect it in any way. You could take out all the Joker scenes and the film is still the film. Completely wasted of the best character and the whole reason people went to see it. That is the whole reason anyone went to see Suicide Squad, for the Joker. That was the hype.
Yeah.
It wasn't there.
No, and slight spoiler, going into the movie, I was expecting Joker to be the main bad guy.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the case.
No, Joker's role in this film is basically to snatch Harley Quinn every chance he gets. He keeps popping up wherever she is and he tries to grab her. He fails twice, and that's pretty much all you get of the Joker. He pops up at the end, and that's pretty much it. There's nothing really revealed about the character. We don't really know what he's about. I know people are tired of hearing about Heath Ledger's Joker, but I'm going to talk about him for a second. Because there was a reason why all the past Jokers have done well. Heath Ledger's Joker was an anarchist. It was made clear what he was trying to do. He wasn't motivated by money or girls or anything like this. He just wanted to cause anarchy. He wanted to see everything burn. He wanted to break society. The Joker before him, Jack Nicholson, was just a mobster. He was a mobster still trying to make his rise to the top. We knew what he was about. We knew what his point was. With Jared Leto's Joker, I didn't really get what this guy was even trying to do. In some scenes he's a mobster, in some he's a wacky clown. Shall we talk about how he looks?
Yeah, I mean, like I wasn't a fan. Like he does look creepy as hell. To be fair.
He does.
But like he's got his slick back hair, tattoos. Like I think he's too fashionable. Like he's sort of got that bad boy band.
He's kind of got swag about him,
yeah,
which the
exactly.
Joker shouldn't really have.
No.
Joker's kind of a manic who doesn't really give a shit. To see Joker covered in chains and gold rings and tattoos, and it's off character. That's not the Joker.
I really didn't enjoy that about the Joker.
No, he always seemed like he was kind of on drugs as well. He was always weirdly buzzed out. Best part of the film, Deadshot and Harley Quinn. Deadshot especially. Yep. This is Will Smith's best performance in years. I've not seen him so on form. He really took pride in his character. You could tell from the beginning he was proud to play Deadshot in this DC film. He really bought into the role, and his character actually had more of a story that I wanted to know more about.
Yeah, I actually felt like this was more of a Deadshot movie. Like, they could quite easily have rebranded this as a Deadshot movie, and I would have really enjoyed it.
Yeah, like Deadshot and Friends.
Yeah, but the story was there for Deadshot.
Yeah, definitely.
And adding Harley Quinn in there, who also played quite a big part, and a couple of the others, people where you found out a bit their origin.
On that point, they kept reintroducing these characters in this film. We saw like a 10-minute introduction of one by one of every character, and then the next scene it went straight into introducing them again. Why?
Like, it was a complete waste of time. They could have quite easily introduced them one by one, and we'd have understood it. Even
if we got a quick introduction to these characters in the opening credits.
Yeah.
Give us a credit introduction and then let's get to it. Let's get to the Suicide Squad. Didn't happen. Some of the other characters, we had Killer Croc in there, didn't really do much.
No.
Kind of just stood in the background, said a few lines here and there, a few jokes that didn't really land. The surprise of this film was El Diablo?
I think so, yeah.
El Diablo, the fire guy. He was surprisingly good. His background had a good story. I was invested in his character. Bit cliche that he's the most powerful but doesn't want to use his powers.
Yeah.
This film falls victim to a lot of cliches.
It really does. And like that's the problem with like superhero movies.
Yeah.
Is that there's cliches, but there's a reason there's cliches, because they fit with every single movie.
I mean, we could have done without the blue beam shooting into the sky at the end. I think I've seen that in maybe 6 films in the past, 5 years.
It's super awkward. Like, we just don't need any more of it.
Stop it. We don't want no more blue beams shooting into the sky. I saw it in Spider-Man, I saw it in the Ninja Turtles, I saw it in this film, I saw it in a Fantastic Four or Fantastic.
Avengers.
They did the same thing. I'm sick of it. Stop showing us portals shooting into the sky. There's other dangers.
We get it, okay?
Lights are bad. Spoiler alert, the main villain of this film is not the Joker. To everyone's disappointment, who was it?
It was Enchantress. Who? Right? Exactly. No one really knows much about Enchantress except that she dances like this.
She did this for the whole film.
Yeah.
It was very bizarre.
So it was Enchantress played by Cara Delevingne, who, to be fair to her, did a kind of good job, I think, with what she was given.
Yeah, she had a lot of screen time, to be fair, way more than I thought. I mean, in the trailer, she was in it for maybe 0.1 seconds. In the film, she was in it, like, the whole way. She's the main antagonist. She's meant to be part of the Suicide Squad. Yep. They end up stopping her. So what was the reason for the Suicide Squad to form if she wasn't the villain? Who would they have gone after?
Yeah, exactly.
Creating the Suicide Squad created the villain. So if they never did that, there wouldn't have been a villain. So it's like...
Do you know, I never thought about that. That's ridiculous. Like...
It's a paradox.
What's even the point? What's even weirder? So Enchantress is an ancient witch who's taken control of a human person. So the girl can call Enchantress to take over her body, and then she can like pass through walls and do loads of crazy magical stuff. There's no clear reason why she should have been in the Suicide Squad, because she was probably the most powerful of all of the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And she was also the most evil and hard to contain and unpredictable.
Alright, so we'll give this film a rating. As you can see after this little rant, we're not the biggest fans of this film.
No.
If there is a Suicide Squad 2, I'm not really psyched for it unless we do get promise of more of a Joker, which I think we will in the Harley Quinn film.
So a quick reminder, we're rating movies using popcorn. If we like the movie, we're going to rate it out of 5 sweet popcorns. And if we don't like the movie, we're going to rate it out of 5 salty popcorns. I think it's safe to say this movie is probably going to be salty.
Salty, definitely.
Yeah. Like I'm feeling too salty. Like
I was just thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah, like I think.
Like, I don't think it deserves a 3. It's not so bad that it deserves a 1. 2. I'm gonna agree with you.
Just because of how much it should have, like how much it promised, and how little it did.
Yeah, and it could have been much better.
Yeah.
The whole film seems like an unfinished product of a good film. Thinking about it now, it should have just been a Netflix series.
Yeah.
Would have been way better. Would have got more Joker.
And don't forget to follow us on social.
Somewhere on the screen.
Social around here.
Yeah.
Social, subscribe, and leave comments below. And yeah, we'll see you next week with another review.
That's it. Let us know what you thought of Suicide Squad. Did you agree with our ratings? Would you rate it higher? Would you rate it lower? Are you excited for the Harley Quinn film? Are you excited for Suicide Squad 2? Let us know. Bye.
Peace.